The film begins with an archaeology professor named Mora, who is working on a project to understand and document ancient civilization artifacts. In this project, 2 trainee students are helping her, one named Otto and one named Janie. Because the number of the artifacts that they need to register was very large, they have to apply in the work until they finish this task. Amid the many boxes, Mora notices a specific box not registered in the inventory list. This box did not have the sender's name, nor his address. Curiosity takes Mora, so she opens it and finds inside it a metal gauntlet. Its shape returns to the Irish kingdom in the 12th century, and from the Templar Knights emblem preserved on it, Mora suspects that this gauntlet was one day the king's for the knight from the Templar Knights. Next to the gauntlet, there was a paper that clarifies the place of a secret room inside an abandoned storage in the university campus a little. Mora finds her daughter Aisling, who arrived, and with her boyfriend Kurt. Aisling is also an archaeology student, but she always comes late whenever there's work in the project. This was bothering Mora a little from her because she spends time with her boyfriend more than she spends in the work. The important thing, Mora asks Aisling if she go with Otto to this abandoned storage to search for the secret room whose place is on the map. While walking behind the map that they found at the gauntlet, Aisling notices that there's a wall that's shaped strange. When she touches it, she discovers that behind this thin wall there is a secret room. When Janie and Mora hear the noise, they run to the place quickly. Mora yells at Aisling because of the noise that she made, and the result is that Aisling gets angry and leaves them and walks away. Mora enters to examine the secret room and finds a mysterious wooden box engraved on it the name Duncan. They take the box and return to their lab to examine it. Inside the box, they discover a metal vessel on it, engravings they believe that they are from the Irish kingdom. Mora feels strange vibrations coming from inside the vessel, as if there was something inside breathing. She said, "I have never heard anything like this before." After she looks well, Mora realizes that this box has a relation to the metal gauntlet, and from the shape of the engravings and the materials, it is very clear that the gauntlet and the vessel were manufactured together. At that hour, Mora understands that the gauntlet is the key that will open the box, and immediately she asks Janie and Otto to prepare to photograph and document the process of opening the metal vessel. As soon as the camera starts recording, Mora opens the box by placing the metal gauntlet on a royal symbol that is on it and turns it. This way succeeds in opening the vessel and appears inside at the head of a strange creature. This creature, its shape neither human nor animal, the shape of its skull similar to human skull but wider and full of sharp fangs. The strange thing is that the head has no signs of decomposition, and this means that it was preserved very well. Everyone was stunned by what they discovered. Suddenly, a call comes to Mora from her colleague, so she asks Otto and Janie to pay attention to this head. Otto and Janie, from too much of their amazement and curiosity, approach to examine it more, and without any prior warning, the head wakes up and emits a very sharp scream to the degree that their eardrums bleed blood. With them, a security guard who was close to them, the same thing happens to him. When the scream stops, the head explodes and disappears in the air as if it were salt fluff. Here, they know that they must investigate the matter more and try to know the place of this creature. In the current time, Mora, Otto, and Janie agree that they keep what happened as a secret between them, and no one knows anything about it. At the same time, the security guard who heard the scream a little while ago suddenly appears to him a terrifying entity, which turns out to be the true shape of the severed head. The savage creature kills him with utmost savagery. We return again to Mora, Otto, and Janie after this tiring day. They decide to go to their homes and continue their work the next day. At home, Mora starts to search for the name Duncan. She discovers that this name belongs to a man named Broderick Duncan, former archaeology professor in their university. He retired 10 years ago. When she searches more, Mora finds Duncan's website. On it, research videos about the metal vessel. According to Duncan's words, this box is cursed, and as soon as it is opened, it will bring disasters to the whole world. Unfortunately, during his study period, Duncan never succeeded in opening it. After that, Mora becomes very tired, so she decides to go to sleep. In this night, she dreams a terrifying nightmare that she is attacked by the same savage creature. Janie and Otto also, each one in his home, dreams the same nightmare exactly, and the creature tortures him in the dream. Mora wakes up terrified, and when she looks at her body, she finds bruises on her abdomen. This is evidence that the attack that happened to her was not just a dream. She realizes at that time that this entity is very dangerous. After that moment, Aisling returns home and immediately asks Mora about the artifact that you found in the secret room. Mora refuses to tell her anything because she is determined to keep her daughter away from this danger. The next day, Moore explains to Otto and Janie about the former professor in their university, whose name is Duncan, and that he was studying this mysterious box. The three watch some videos from Duncan's researches that he uploaded on the site. In one of the videos, Duncan appears holding the same metal gauntlet. Moore suspects that Duncan might be the one who sent the gauntlet with the map, as if he intended to make Moore discover these two pieces. Moore still does not know Duncan's true intention what exactly, but there's one thing certain. Duncan knows very much about the box and the gauntlet, and possibly also knows about the creature that is imprisoned inside it. Moore decides that she must meet Duncan face to know more about the box and the creature. After that, she takes Otto and Janie to the university archive to search for Duncan's address, and there they discover the reason that Duncan left the university. He was expelled because he was doing dangerous researches with his colleague Samuel, who also retired after Duncan was expelled in a short period. Unfortunately, they do not find Duncan's home address, but they can find Samuel's address. They said that possibly Dr. Frederick might know something. After that, Moira, while she is in the archive, the savage creature attacks her again, and she is in a state of panic, stumbles upon the body of a university security guard thrown in the room. Moira notifies the police immediately. The officers explain that the guard died of a heart attack, but Moira, Otto, and Janie do not believe that his death has a relation to the creature that they released, especially that his eardrum was bleeding blood just like what happened to Otto and Janie exactly when they heard the monster scream. Because she does not want the terror to increase, Moore manages to go to Samuel's home to ask him about Duncan's address. When she arrives, Samuel welcomes her. Moore asks him immediately about Duncan's residence place, but Samuel refuses and says that Duncan is a dangerous person. Despite that, Moore insists that she must meet Duncan to end the threat of the monster, so she pressures Samuel to tell her about the research that he was doing with Duncan. Also, Samuel takes Moore to his office that is full of documents and archive about the cursed metal box, and he plays a documentary recording. Samuel explains that he and Duncan were partners in an excavation operation for artifacts in a cave in Ireland. There, Duncan discovered the metal box and the gauntlet, and a spear with two blades from the Irish kingdom. From that moment, Duncan became obsessed with opening and studying the contents of the box, despite that all his attempts failed until he resorted to dangerous methods in his attempt to open it. Samuel tried to convince Duncan to stop, but Duncan refused. Fearing a disaster that might happen, they hid the metal box in secret to make Duncan abandon his research. Samuel now suspects that Duncan is the one who sent the gauntlet and the map to Moira. According to his words, Duncan was smart enough that he knows that the box was hidden in the university campus, and that he sent the gauntlet and the map. He deliberately dragged Moira to complete the research that he did not know how to complete after he was expelled. In this way, Duncan indirectly involved Moira in the puzzle of the cursed box, and now, after the box was opened, Moira freed the terrifying creature that was imprisoned inside for centuries. In another place, Otto and Janie continue watching Duncan's videos to know the truth of this creature what. In one of the videos, Duncan mentions the name Banshee. When they search on the internet, they know that the Banshee is a character from the Irish folklore, a mythical entity that can take many shapes but mostly appears in the shape of a woman similar to the witch. The Banshee is famous for her sharp scream, and anyone who hears it becomes her prey until he dies. Mostly, the metal box was used to imprison the Banshee. Suddenly, Otto glances at a woman wearing a red robe passing behind him. Curiosity takes him, so he walks after her and discovers that she is the Banshee disguised in the shape of a witch. Fortunately, Otto survives her attack because he does not scream when she confronts him. From here, Otto concludes that the Banshee leaves the people who remain silent and compose in front of her. Silence is just the solution. But when the night enters, Otto and Janie decide to go to their homes. While walking, Aisling arrives and is determined that she help, but at this time there is nothing she can do, so she decides she and Kurt to stay waiting for Moira. And the Banshee terrifies Kurt and Aisling, and this scares Aisling very much to the degree that she becomes wanting to go home. Other than Aisling and Kurt, the Banshee terrifies Otto, Samuel, and Janie also. Unfortunately, in one of these attacks, Janie becomes very scared and screams with a very high voice, and this makes the Banshee kill her at that hour in a very gruesome way. The news of Janie's death reaches Otto and Moira quickly, and they become devastated because of the savagery with which she died. Otto tells Moira that the creature that is chasing them, this is the Banshee, and that sooner or later she will kill them also, since they have already heard her scream. They must move quickly to stop her. Moira and Otto return to their workplace, and their Moira is surprised by Samuel. He arrives and offers help. They agree with each other that they go to Duncan's home to know how to imprison this creature again inside the metal box. At that hour, Mora remembers that Aisling and Kurt were in the lab before her. If Aisling went there, surely the Banshee will target her also. In a state of anger, Mora, Otto, and Samuel run to Mora's home to check on Aisling, and their fears turn out true. Aisling was the Banshee, terrifying her to the degree that she became suffering from hallucinations. Mora calms her and refuses to leave her alone and insists that Aisling and Kurt must come with them in their trip to Duncan's home as pressure cards. On the road, Mora, from too much fatigue, dozes off while driving. Their car crashes into a tree, and a tree branch pierces Kurt's body. She asks him to get out of the car quickly, and at the same moment the Banshee appears to finish them off. Kurt, while he is trapped and unable to escape, becomes her victim, but the rest survive safely. Aisling's heart breaks over her boyfriend's death, but the sadness will not solve their problem. They must continue their way, and there is no other choice in front of them, so the group walks the rest of the road on their feet until they arrive finally to Duncan's home. The place was very messy, as if it was abandoned for years. As soon as they enter, Duncan sets an ambush for them, and he has a weapon and takes Aisling hostage to control the rest. He says he asked them to get out, but it does not take them a long time, and they overpower him. This was confessing that he sent the gauntlet and the map deliberately, so that Mora finds the box and opens it. He wanted the priest that is inside this box to slaughter everyone in the university. His motive was his intense hatred for the institution that expelled him in a humiliating way. Mora begs Duncan that he help them imprison the Banshee because she knows that he is the only one who understands how he can hunt her, and to double the Banshee, they must stab her with a spear that has two blades, the weapon that was manufactured specifically for this purpose. After they finish their preparations, they set out to hunt the Banshee that was at this time torturing Aisling. After a long and difficult battle, they finally succeed in imprisoning the Banshee's head again inside the box. As soon as they prepare to close it well, Duncan snatches the vessel from them, and he intends to free the creature to make the whole world share in this suffering. His plan fails immediately, and they have to kill Duncan to prevent him from using the Banshee for any evil purpose. In the final scene, we see the metal box, and it is transported with utmost care to a huge storage of the artifacts. This is the end of the film, and we will meet in new recap. Thank you for watching.